Hello, my name is Ludmila. I'm 22 years old and I'm from France. I've lived in the UK for the past 5 years and I'm a dancer.
Hi, my name's Isaac Uronyao and I'm a multidisciplinary artist, dancer and freelance journalist. I think there's just a general shadow on stage. It's a weird thing to describe. It wasn't that the lights were always low, but there was a general feeling of shadow created. And I think the turning point was the use of warm lights when the performers come out in like those costumes with the dinosaur-like looking costumes with like the little spikes. The stage lights up and then you realize, oh, the stage is lit. In a sense, like things are brighter. And it's not necessarily to be like, oh, it's that simple, that mental health or like depression is dark and low and then the moment of salvation is bright and warm and cuddly and cute, but like it was just understanding light created this constant thing of replicating what depression feels like in your mind. Sometimes you don't pay complete attention to it, it's just there, subconsciously or silently. And I think light represented that really well for me because I only then noticed how dark it was when that light came at the end.
It makes you reflect on your own experience and your own way of living your life somehow. I often thought during the show that it kind of looks like the bodies are being manipulated and being told what to do, and then there is a few rebellious moments, and you can see that in each of the dancers, like taking agency on their bodies. And I think this is also something like sometimes we really live life very passively, and I think this is kind of a call to take agency on making your own choices and not only be doing what you're being told to do.
And I love the playful element of Black Dog when it comes through, and again speaks to, you know, just finding joy in those moments of pain or trauma or, you know, of suffering. You just, you find your own joy. And I think the tenderness of that relationship created between the child and the parent was quite nice as well to see, and then how protective they were of the baseball bat. Again, it was like slapstick humor almost, quite physical and loud. Yeah, it reminded me of the comedian Lee Evans of the School of Chaplin, and it was just so different, and it was nice to see something that was first visceral and like physically imposing in the movement and physicality to then translate into something a bit more playful.
I remember the most was the kid's voice. That really touched me. I think there is this voice that is taking you inside the work, not giving order, but like in bringing you somewhere. Like when they say, "Do you remember? Let's go back to the beginning." It's taking you somewhere, like leading you with a hand. And yeah, I think for me this voice is what I remember the most. But then there is also all this strong rhythm and building an atmosphere and a whole world around the work. And like I said before, that is very almost meditative and hypnotic for me.
Where Black Dog sits specifically, I couldn't say movement-wise. It would become like a multi-hyphenate thing if you try to pinpoint it. There's more merit in seeing the story, a narrative, and physical expression of the body and how it tells the story than racking your brain over where it sits. But if I wanted to try, it would probably take like an essay, an essay to deep dive into the different forms and techniques, because they are clear when they come through. You can isolate the pops, you can isolate like the contemporary-esque technique, but at this point it's so tightly packed and blended and it works. It's so tightly packed and blended that it's probably worth just looking at the story and narrative. It is universal, but there is something implicit and inherent and lived in just being Black in the UK and resonating with an aspect of the work, whether it's the physically imposing lighting rig at the start or how physically exhausting the movement looks and how the moments of joy kind of act as a cathartic. I think just being Black in the UK, there is something there to resonate with and empathize with.